Homemade mini meatballs are cooked in a tomato broth with fresh thyme and basil pesto. This Italian meatball soup is so flavorful and done in under 30 minutes. Hey there, I'm Molly Thompson from What Molly Made. Welcome back to my kitchen where we make good food that makes you feel good too. Today we are making an Italian meatball soup. It's made with real nourishing ingredients, and I've got a few ways to keep this gluten-free and dairy-free. We're gonna get started by making simple homemade meatballs. Add 1 pound of ground beef to a large bowl. We use 90% lean, but any type will work. To that, add a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, gluten-free if needed, 1/4 cup of almond milk, 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a cup of finely grated parmesan cheese or nutritional yeast for a dairy-free option. Use a wooden spoon or your clean hands to mix it well, then use a tablespoon to scoop out the meatballs and roll them into 3/4 to 1 inch balls. You can wet your hands slightly with water if the meatballs are starting to stick to your hands. Drop them on a parchment-lined baking sheet and bake them for 10 to 12 minutes or until the meatballs reach an internal temp of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. While the meatballs are cooking, let's start on the soup. Add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the bottom of a large stock pot or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. When it's hot and shimmering, add 1 small chopped onion, 2 ribs of chopped celery, and 3 peeled and diced carrots to the pot and cook for 3 to 4 minutes until they're soft and the onion is translucent. Add 3 cloves of minced garlic and 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped thyme and cook for another minute. Pour in 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and 4 cups of beef stock. Stir it well, then add 1/4 cup of basil pesto, dairy-free if needed, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and an optional parmesan rind. When the meatballs are done, carefully transfer them to the soup and increase the heat to high to bring the soup to a boil. Once it's boiling, add the uncooked pasta and cook for 8 to 10 minutes until al dente. The pasta cooking time will vary based on the type of pasta you're using, so check the back of the package directions for exact cook times. Stir the soup occasionally to make sure the pasta isn't sticking to the bottom of the pot. When it's done, remove the parmesan rind and turn the heat down to medium-low and stir in 1/4 cup of chopped basil and 3 cups of chopped spinach if you want to. Taste test and add more salt and pepper as needed. Serve the soup warm with Parmesan cheese and more fresh basil. This soup is thick and hearty, just the way a meatball soup should be. I love that it's made with homemade meatballs, but it's super simple to make. If you want more easy recipes like this, hit subscribe, then check out our sausage and gnocchi soup.